Okay, moving along, Russell Westbrook has declined his player option for next season with the Nuggets and will become an unrestricted free agent on June 30th. Westbrook's player option was worth $3.5 million. Mase, what do you see happening next for him?
I was just reading about this. I heard that they were offering Russell Westbrook the most money that they would ever pay a player to play overseas. I think he should take the money overseas. If they're willing to pay you the type of money I was thinking about, the money I was reading about, it just makes more sense to play overseas at this point. Why just keep jumping from team to team, getting 2 million, and it's still a million, but after taxes, what's two? That's
Yeah.
that's no money, man. So for a person like Russell Westbrook, I know I'm not counting his pockets. He got to be good by now. But if they're gonna pay you some outlandish kind of money, Killer, would you play overseas if it was your last couple of years in the NBA?
See, the thing about that's a great point, Murder, is that you want to win a championship if you're Russell Westbrook. You've won a league MVP. You averaged 3 seasons averaging a triple-double. You actually played your position on the last couple teams, even when you decide to start coming off the bench with the Clippers. You didn't come off the bench with Denver. He's done everything, and not only that, he gives 110% when he plays. So I understand him on the NBA championship. But to answer your question, Mace, it was $150 million for 3 years. I'm going to get that. It's tax-free. I'm going to get that. I tried to do what I could do over here. Let me go grab that on the outro. Grab that 150 tax-free money on the outro. I'm grabbing that, man.
Yeah, but he got to be kicking himself because he went to Denver, and now the team that he originally got drafted by ends up winning the championship. You got to feel a way about that.
Wait, so Mase, what would you do? Would you take the money and go overseas, or would you still be trying to get your ring in the States?
I got a family, so I'm probably gonna go with the 150 if they want to go across seas. But my kid's in college. I'm getting the 150.
Empty nester.
Yo, fam, like just think about it. He's gonna probably get a veteran's minimum. Would it be like $2-3 million anyway if he signs somebody else? Mace made a great point, especially depending on what city you in. If he would have stayed with Denver, I don't know what Colorado taxes is like. But let's just say it's like 30-40% and you're in that tax bracket. You at 1.9 for the year without buying a sandwich. I'm going to get the 150 tax-free money. And these seasons is shorter. Just hire a translator and a bad bitch and just go get it, babe. Like, that's just me. I can't speak for everybody.
Those are interesting takes. In the comments, let us know what you guys would do. I'm really curious to see if you would take the money and go overseas, or because that's a whole cultural change. Like, you're living. Like, I get the money part, yes, but that changes everything.
I want Russ to win a ring, but 150, you got to go get the 150. I mean, unless he's Christian or something and he don't want to leave his church, that's the only thing I can understand. Other than that, he's a businessman. He got to go get the 150.
And don't get me wrong. See, people like, and we can't speak for everybody, because don't get it fucked up. Me with Russell Westbrook made a shitload of money. Some niggas is like, yo, I'm good. I'm straight. 150 is 150. It's 150, and they don't have a grueling 82-game season like the NBA does. Go over there and play you a good 49 games and come right back.
And he'll probably make even more money with Team Jordan going over there, because now you're extending the brand. And as you extend the brand, you got more brand visibility. His sneaker even do better by playing overseas. He's already milked the States. It's time to take it across the water for 150.
I'll just put in my 2 cents. I just feel like he's made so much money in his career. I do feel like winning a ring is priceless. That's what I would say. That's how I'm just like, it's funny when we all answer questions because we all think completely different. That's what I would think. I totally understand the money and I get it. It's just quick little change, maybe come back. But I just feel like every player wants the ring. Like that's just the one thing you got to get. Then you can do the other things. Yes, Mase.
Most of the guys who win the ring are gonna be broke after that. You could buy their ring. Just buy it off of eBay.
Yeah, they're selling NFL championship and NBA rings on eBay.
Because right now,
crazy.
Yeah, you're buying a ring because if you stay, you're just jumping on teams anyway. It's not really you winning the ring. You're not a starter.
Yeah, it do look like musical teams. You know what I'm saying? At this point, it's just like it looks like you're chasing a ring. Whether he is or not, it looks like that.
Okay.
Because let's say he takes $3 million and say, you know what, I want to hire in Oklahoma. Now people are gonna be like, word. Russ said he want to retire his number in OKC. What you think Presti is gonna say, Killer?
What have you done for us?
Lately.
Period. Not even lately. What you done for us, period.
Fair. Well, we will see what Westbrook does. Of course, the overseas offer is a rumor. It hasn't been confirmed, but it's just being speculated out. And that was supposed to be a $50 million contract, supposedly from the Tel Aviv, but they denied it. So we'll see what happens. He most likely will just stay in the States. So moving along, considering we're talking about changing teams, figuring out where people are going to go. So apparently the Heat, Spurs, and Rockets are KD's preferred options out of Phoenix. It is reported those are the 3 teams Durant would commit to with a long-term extension. He's on an expiring $54.7 million deal for the 2025 to 2026 season. Mase, in this scenario, what do you predict happening for KD?
Yeah, here go KD, another Thunder alumni. I love that team. That was one of my favorite teams. With KD, when you think of Miami, no, I hope he doesn't go to Miami. I would hate to see him go to Miami, especially after LeBron has done that. You definitely don't want to do that. So the only 2 teams I think will be more realistic, unless they're going to just revamp that whole Miami team and get rid of some other people as well. I like him better at the Spurs, but I don't want the Spurs to mess up what they have. You know, I know they got to get rid of somebody, but I would just love to see him, Wemby, and what's the point guard, DeAndre Fox, all together. I think it would be a phenomenal team. I think they'll even get Giannis over there if they get KD over there because it'll be that type of party. People always want to play on teams like that.
De'Aaron Fox, and you ain't gonna get both because they both under contract. Talking about Giannis and KD, so if you trade, it isn't like anybody that's a free agent. One of you even gonna get one or the other. And for me, yeah. But my opinion is, I don't know. I'm being looking at it, and I'm sitting there saying to myself, we're talking about the Spurs, Heat, and
Rockets.
The Rockets. Pardon me, Stat. Thank you. Which one? We have to realize KD, of course, he's a walking bucket, a career 28-point average in his whole career. Listen, we know what it is, but we're not going to sit here and act like LeBron, Steph Curry, our superstars of the last generation on the last, in the fourth quarter of their career. Now, KD probably gets play till he's 42, 43, 44. It depends because he could tall. If he stays healthy, he can shoot, he's tall. He got a decent another 6, 7, 8 years. It's up to him. But these teams that we're looking at, the Spurs are good, but this is the question, Murder. And it could be yes. I just don't know. I'm saying, if you put them on any of these teams, let's just use the West Coast team, the Rockets or the Spurs. Now, mind you, you're going to have to give up something to get KD. Will they be better than Minnesota and Oklahoma City? That's the real question. That's what you have to look at moving forward with in the West Coast. The Oklahoma City Thunder and and the Minnesota Timberwolves with two young studs on their paws are going to carry these two teams to the Western Conference Finals maybe the next couple years, unless somebody else has something to say about it. But Mase, you're saying that, yes, KD on one of those two teams could beat those two teams?
No, I'm saying KD on the Spurs is better than Minnesota.
Okay, that's what I'm asking. Yeah.
Necessarily better than OKC. It depends on which Fox we get.
Right.
If Fox is playing well, then they're a real dangerous team. I just believe, like, when you put both of them, if you could get KD to commit to a pinch of defense with him and Wemby, it'll just be a nightmare because they'll be changing people's shot. Somebody else get a piece of the shot. They'll just be running and looking like that rock star team that everybody been trying to make with three important players.
Gotcha. What about the Rockets?
I don't like KD on the Rockets because they'll have to give up too many good pieces to put them on the Rockets. If you put them on the Rockets, who are you going to give up? Green. Who else? You just have to give up pieces that won't really work without it. Won't work without it. So just who would you give up on the Rockets to get KD? That'll make them still a good team.
The thing about it is, it was what we talked about earlier in the series, and I don't know if you give them up for KD, but because of Jalen Green's performance in the playoffs, I think if you get the right, and I don't know if KD, but I think that Houston is almost probably ready to make a deal for Jalen Green. You know, we thought that he would be the superstar, and he had very high potential, you know. We was making, not really, but, we was teasing him for being with the older girl, et cetera, having a baby, but he was playing well. When the playoffs came, he had fucking one game in double digits. Everything else was single digits. So so he's a great piece to trade if you're trying to win now, because he does have a ceiling that he hasn't reached, at my personal opinion. He's 24 years old, something like that. We thought he was going to be Ant-Man's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander style now, and he's not there yet. But that doesn't mean he won't get there. He's young.
Now, you're right, but when you think about putting them on Phoenix don't need another little guard. They got, a 6'3" guard, 6'4" guard. They already got Bradley Beal, and they already got Devin Booker.
He's 6'7", though, but yeah, I feel you on that.
Jalen Green is 6'7"?
Yeah.
Oh.
But I agree with you. I don't know if that works on Phoenix. You're 100%
He's
right.
6'4".
6'4". Pardon me, Murder. You're correct at 6'4". But I agree with you.
And he doesn't play point. He doesn't play point well. So that really you would just be adding another wing player, and you already got Bradley Beal, unless somehow they could swap out somebody else. Pause. But I wouldn't get rid of Amen. I definitely wouldn't get rid of Amen and the big white boy.
10, 15 minutes.
I definitely wouldn't get rid of those.
It is what it is. So I'll text you about 5 minutes before.
Big white boy.
I appreciate you. Thank
you. That's fair, though. I don't think they should give him up either. Sengun has been great for the Rockets.
Sorry.
What you want, nigga? Everything, nigga, super size. 2 Big Macs, like when they doing them 2 for $5.